Hey YouTube, it's Donut. I haven't recorded a video like this ever, so please don't mind me. But today I wanted to record a little guide for Zenyatta. Because I've been getting a lot of questions in my comment section on how do you play him? How do you improve upon him? How do you know if you're, you know, playing him right? You know. So I wanted to kind of put together this little reference material so that you could come back to this, kind of get an idea. Hey, am I in the right headspace? Am I playing this character right? And then you could correct your actions, or you could feel confident in case your teammates are flaming you, because that's Overwatch 2. But let's jump right into the video. Okay, so here we are in the training range, and I just want to go over his kit just real quick, just in case there was some stuff you didn't know about him. First off is his Discord orb, and then he has his Harmony orb. His Harmony orb heals teammates. His Discord orb helps do extra damage against enemies. His Harmony orb, as you will see right here, does not do that much healing. It's very slow in healing up their health pool. Notice how he's barely getting fully healed when taking damage. That's because Zenyatta is a support, not a healer. So, while yes, he can save your life, he's not a healer. So don't be looking at his statistics, trying to be like, oh, we're not getting enough healing. Please switch off Zenyatta. You're only got 2,000, 3,000 healing. It's not your fault. He's not a healer. The reason why he's good is because of his utility. His Discord orb allows you to do quick damage, and your DPS and your tank to really take advantage of that. It's the edge you need as a support player over your enemy team. So you may be asking yourself, Donut, who do I put my Harmony orb on? Does it matter? Yes and no. There's really no right answer on this. See, what I feel is probably the best route is putting your Harmony orb on either your support or your DPS. You could put it on your tank, who has the massive health pool, who's always going to be taking damage, their front line, everybody's shooting the tank, and just having that extra little health regen could help the tide of battle. However, if you have, say, someone like a Tracer, a Genji, someone, or a Widowmaker, Ashe, someone who is off to the side, who could catch stray, damage, they have smaller health pools. So one shot from a random stray could do way more damage to them than, say, that damage does to a tank. That 10% versus 50% of their health pool. So I like to tend to put it towards my DPS or my supports. And now the question is, which one? And this one's really, where the conversation could go. You could put it on just about anybody, and it's really not wrong. There's always an argument for it. However, there's some that are better than others. And my rule of thumb for who to Harmony Orb is whoever's in the front line. Who is going to take damage next? Who is doing something that could change the whole momentum of the game? If you have a soldier on high ground who is about to visor and he's not going to get peeled, the enemy team could stop his ult. Harmony Orb, maybe make it a little bit, higher likelihood that he's going to survive his ult and win the fight for you. Maybe it's a Tracer in their backline that you could just barely get your Harmony Orb because you barely see her through the enemy team, and she's about to take out their supports, and she's not getting any healing, and that little trickle of healing that she gets from your Harmony Orb may be able to let her stay in the backline just a little bit longer and wipe out or distract their supports. There's really no right answer to this. And that's one of the nice things with Zenyatta is there's room for mistakes.
Double kill.
So now the question is, okay, now that we got Harmony Orb, where do you put your Discord Orb? Your Discord Orb is really the whole crux of Zenyatta. Yes, you should always have your Harmony Orb on your teammate, always at all times. There's no reason to never not have one, even if there's not even a battle going on. Just have that Harmony Orb on somebody. But who do you put the Discord Orb on? The Discord Orb is, in theory, should be whoever your team is targeting. Whether that's the enemy tank, whether that's that one last support after your team kill that is, or almost team kill that is trying to get away. So, it doesn't matter. It's whoever your team is trying to target. Now that could be very hard, especially at the lower levels, because really everybody's it's crazy out there. So I tend to put my Discord Orb on who I think is going to take damage, and maybe they're in the center of the field, and you shoot a volley of Zens, whatever, orbs at them. Hopefully you hit them. If not, what I think is a low-key benefit, and nobody really talks about this, is when you put your Discord Orb on somebody, they know it. They see it. They have an indicator. They know it. They know when it's on, when it's off. They know what that does. That's a oh no, oh, I'm in trouble. And so even if they never take damage while they have that Discord Orb on, it's all mental. They say you have it on the enemy support in the back line, and you're brawling. Your tanks are going at it. That support has to play careful. They have to play back. They have to play safe. They can't use their full kit anymore because they're nervous. I could die at any point in time because I have that Discord Orb on. You are not alone. And so they have to play a little bit safer, and those little details is how you win the game. So next I'm going to talk about positioning. Positioning for Zenyatta is the most important just about out of everybody. You can make an argument for probably every hero in Overwatch why positioning is important for them, but truly out of everybody, Zenyatta is the most important. And here's why. Because his movement speed is so slow that he can't get out. Anybody could jump on him and kill him. Super easy. He is a glass cannon. He can do a lot of damage, but he's also really fragile and he cannot escape. So, where do you position yourself? As far away from the fight that you can without it being throwing. Because look, check this out. Okay, don't look at that. But the idea is there's not really a damage fall off for Zenyatta. There's a damage fall off for just about everybody. But Zenyatta, you just kind of have to shoot in their general area, and you have to be able to get your you have to get your Discord Orb in. Once the Discord Orb is in, you're mostly using the important parts of your Zenyatta kit. You just have to get your Discord. Hey, could you not, please? Thank you. Goodness, it's impossible to record out here. But you have to get your Discord Orb in, and you have to get those stray little couple damage. So you want to play back. You want to play very far back, not in a way that would, like, say, an enemy Widowmaker is going to be able to easily snipe you because you're so far away from your team. You're out in the open. You're who knows where, and they could just zoom in and pop. But just so far enough back in a way around a corner so that you could jiggle peek around a corner, get your damage in, get back, charge up a little volley, come around the corner, bam, 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 go back in. That's really the big of it, That is the most important thing as Zenyatta, is you do not want to die. Because Zenyatta, with say your Harmony Orb. Your Harmony Orb is always healing. You don't have to aim for this. This is just free healing. And as long as you're alive and as long as you have your orb on a teammate, you are contributing to the fight. And then especially if you have your Discord orb. So it's very, very, very important for you to stay alive. More important than DPS and more important than even a tank. You are the most important character, truthfully, and you have to stay alive. The longer you are alive, the longer your team is still possible to stay in the fight. If you are easy to die, it's too easy. So you have to play in a way so that the enemy team cannot easily get to you. And that's, you know, Ball, Winston, Diva, Doomfist. They could easily roll out to get you, but you have to make it so that it's hard for them to get to you. They have to go far out of their way to get to you. That means time out of their, you know, ability usage. They're contributing to the team fights. Make it hard for them, and then if they're gonna go out of their way, say a Winston jumps from all the way from that robot to say here, make it hard for them. Look, I'm just moving backwards, you know, and maybe Winston is just following me along. I'm doing some poke damage against me. I'm dying a little bit, you know. Maybe you're calling out to your team, hey, I need come heal me. I'm freaking out. There's a Winston in your backline. Maybe your team turns around to save you. Maybe your team's probably bronze and doesn't realize that and it's not going to ever turn around, but they push forward into their team who does not have a tank now. And you win the team fight anyways and you die. But you win the team fight nonetheless. Make it hard for the enemy team to get to you, but also don't be throwing. It's a fine line. And then finally, I'm just going to wrap this up with the last important concept when it comes to Zenyatta, and that is tranquility. Tranquility is, well, it was far more important in Overwatch 1, but it's still important in Overwatch 2. The idea is this concept of an ultimate economy. I'm not going to get into it today, but there's such thing as an ultimate economy. Your enemy team has ultimates, you have ultimates. Everybody's building up for them. You're always, you know, you're farming for them. You're trying to fill up your gauge, and you want your ultimate as fast as possible. And the reason is, say the enemy team has a Zarya. Well, when the Zarya pops her ultimate, boom, you just saved your team. That Zarya's ult was just countered. Zenyatta's tranquility is a counter ult. It's not a ult like a Diva bomb. It's not like a Tracer ultimate. It's not anything like that. It's a counter ult. You are negating the enemy team with your ult. And it doesn't even have to be their ult that you're countering. You can use this to get into a fight. Say you're stuck at a choke and your team is just getting destroyed, but you need to get through the choke to get to your objective and to win the match, and we can't get through this. Guess what? Tranquility. In bronze, people will think that is throwing, but all you have to do is just Q, everybody walks forward, you're now through the choke, and you target whoever is stopping you from getting to the objective. Real nice, real easy. And that's about that, guys. I could. There's way more you could spend hours talking about Zenyatta. Truthfully, there's so much you could get into with every map, with every, you know, this character versus this character, this scenario, that scenario. But this is truly like the basics and the core important stuff you need to know if you're gonna play Zenyatta. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If there's any questions, maybe you knew everything, but maybe you have an additional question that I didn't answer here today, please drop it in the comments. I'm always answering questions. I learn a little bit when you guys ask, because I play the game one way, but you guys play the game another way, and I get to learn a little bit more when you ask the question, and I get to understand your headspace, and we grow together. But yeah, I'll be answering questions in the comments, and hopefully if I can't answer it, someone else can too. If not, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys.